Hey all, it's Rafi playing a chess game, 10 minutes with 5 seconds of delay against the double dick. Funny name, but that's what it is, the double dick. d4, d5. He played bishop to f4. I played knight to f6. Looks like Mr. Dick is a new player to the website. He has only played 5 games of Rapid so far, joined on March 3rd, 2023. So you always have to be careful about these new players because a lot of times, as I have come to learn, they cheat. They are computer users. So I always play these kind of people with caution. I'm not saying that this is the case necessarily with this particular player, but there's always that possibility. So it looks like he's playing some type of the London system where he gets the bishop out and then he puts the knight on f3. So now I play e6 as well, and I'll just trade this bishop off. Yeah, let's trade this bishop and then get our queen developed. Ooh, that's an interesting move. Maybe I'll play c5. Maybe I'll castle. Is he threatening to play g4? If he plays g4, I can take this knight, and if he takes in either way, I can take on g4. If g4 comes and I take, he takes my bishop, I can take this bishop. He takes back, I take back. I think I'm better in that position as well, so I'm going to go ahead and castle. Not worried about g4. I am not at all afraid of an aggressive move like g4 because it is going to inevitably weaken his kingside, and I'm okay with that. Now he is threatening to play g4. Now it is a real threat. That is the reason why he played that. Should we make room for our bishop with h6? Because if g4, then bishop h7. You'll play h4 also. So he wants to be ultra aggressive here, and he wants to start a wing attack. I can still play c5 here. I think we need to just continue our attack of the center here. I mean, we really can't be afraid of a move like g4 because there's always this kind of stuff we can do. Actually, no, now I can't play that move because now after g4, if I take the knight, he's still going to take with the pawn. He's hitting my bishop and my knight. So after g4, we actually have to retreat the bishop to g6. This is getting a little interesting now. Ooh, that's interesting. That's an interesting move. I guess I'll take it. Now, definitely he will play this. Pretty certain he will definitely play this move. It's the most consistent move, the move that's most consistent with the idea of what he was trying to do. To play g4 after bishop h6, he would play maybe h4. Ooh, wow, c3. All types of surprises today. I really wasn't expecting c3 at all. I don't think it's the most accurate either, by the way. Okay, we will just continue developing our pieces. We are certainly not going to slow down ourselves. We'll trade some pieces off. We will offer a trade of these bishops. And that is how we will get developed. Queen takes d6. We have fixed all of our problems. We are in a good position to play good chess. And we have no more worries in terms of equalizing in this position. We will have fully equalized after the bishops come off. I'd say we've already fully equalized in this position. We've got all of our pieces out and we don't have any worries at all. I will just keep trading. Offer him another trade of pieces. If he goes back, we'll come back. We have rook c8, maybe queen to d7, rook d8, and we are all set. And we may start some sort of minority attack on this side of the board. Who knows? Different plans exist. But I think the minority attack makes the most sense. Getting the queen off the d file, putting the rooks on d8 and c8, maybe queen on a5, and then starting to push these pawns. Something like that. Makes some sense to me. The bishop will help also in attacking, so we'll play h6 and draw the bishop back if needed. And we should have a solid position. We'll have a slight positional edge, I believe, because of our pawn structure of being able to go the 3-on-2 and try to attack these 3 pawns. And he will not be able to do the same as easily on this side of the board because his king is there. So any moves he makes on this side of the board will result in some sort of a weakening of his king. So knights come off the board. Oh, aggressive. Okay, he wants to go ahead and throw every pawn at us. Let's let him. Let's let him. If f3, then bishop g6. I believe these kind of advances will only make weaknesses for him now because, well, he's just throwing everything at us. Queen d6, queen e1, I think will happen. h5 or f5. Those are the 2 moves I'm considering here. I think f5 he has h5 and he traps well, he doesn't trap the bishop, but if f5 then g5, then bishop here is one idea. h5 then g5. I think the h5 pawn might become a weakness long term from the attack of these two guys. So with that in mind, maybe f5 makes the most sense here, I think. Let's go with this one. Again, he has c4 a break as well now. But I'm hoping that my kingside attack will be more successful than the central attack you'll have on d5. I'd love to play b5 also, by the way, to really stop this c4 move. Okay, so he wants to allow this. If I play queen e7, he plays h5. I draw the bishop back. If I take, he takes back. Then I put my bishop on e4. That's not a bad idea either. Kind of like that. Maybe we just go for that idea. Because my bishop here will be very, very powerful. And then I'll line up the queen as well. Or do I put the queen first? Queen e7 maybe first. Why not? Let's attack this guy first and then put the bishop here. If he trades rooks, I'll just bring the other rook here. No problem. So now that he has committed to that, we now come here with the bishop and our queen is coming here next. He might offer me a bishop trade though. That's the thing. But still, I think I can take advantage of these two advanced pawns later on. Yeah, I had a feeling that might come. So if I play queen h4, he takes. I take. He plays queen e1 or queen d1 or queen e2. He can guard this. He can play queen g2 and guard that as well. So that's probably not the best way to go forward. So I'm going to go ahead and instead play this. Maybe now I will play queen h4. This definitely does give me some good play against these two pawns that are now far too advanced, and the king is now also a little unsafe. So now I'll give this check. If queen g2, then queen takes e3. We'll lose the pawn. He can't do that. He has to play king here. At least we have a draw in this position. I'm contemplating, do I take the draw or do I feel like I have some sort of advantage here? Maybe, I don't know. Thing is that it's hard for me to attack this guy because this rook is so super well placed. But I could slowly try to make some progress here. Can't hurt to do that. Maybe play this move. But he definitely has some play in this position as well. If check, king g1, rook takes, check again. Why not? Let's just try to play for a win. Let's just see. There's counterplay, of course. This diagonal is going to become a problem. But that's what the game is all about, is just taking some chances. Yep, sure enough, he went for this pawn, as expected. If I play d5, I sacrifice this, then I play rook here. He takes, I take. d5, rook takes, sorry, e4, rook takes d5, rook f3, rook takes, pawn takes. Why not? Why not? Let's just go for it. Let's see what we can accomplish. There are definitely some interesting concepts that are available here if he takes on d5 right away. It's not so easy to just grab this pawn because I have a lot of play again in compensating for the pawn. Ooh, that's an interesting move. That is definitely an interesting move. Very interesting. Takes. That's a pretty cool move. If I take here, he takes on d5. Might as well go for it at this point. Although I should have considered this check. Nah, I'm glad I didn't play the check. I don't think that would have done a whole lot for us. Now I can play rook f8 and... Oh. All types of surprising moves today. I think I'll just come back. So now I'm up a pawn. So if I can trade the pieces off, I will definitely win the game. All I have to focus on is trading off the queens and the rooks. The two rooks. And hopefully I'll have some winning chances here. And I do believe that my king is a little bit safer than his, especially after I play a move like h6 and I give this flight square to my king. Which I might do next move, honestly, considering that. Or I might even play rook f8, honestly, and just trade off the rooks and just be up a pawn in this queen-pawn endgame. Why not? Why not, right? Why not just trade the rooks, offer a trade of rooks, and try to play for the win when I'm up a pawn in the endgame. Fancy. If queen takes check, and then he'll checkmate me. But if I play check here, I could be onto something here. I believe this should win for me now, I think. Because I'm going to take the g4 pawn with check, and I'll be up 2 pawns. And then I'll take on h5 with check. If he comes back to this side of the board. Can't play queen h2, because then I take this rook. So he pretty much has to play king g1 here. After which I'll take this with check. If he does that, do I just trade and accept that I'm up 1-2 pawns, or do I go for another pawn and get greedy here? Up 2 pawns in the rook endgame. Let's get greedy. Why not? Because rook f8 is coming next move. There's not much he can do about that. Also, I have queen g6 actually coming up. So now, check again. Played a safe move. Next move, I want to play h6. Give my king some breathing room, and then play from there. Play for the win from there. What? Doesn't that lose? Okay, that was an interesting way to resign. I don't know why he just suddenly decided to do that. I think he could have kept playing. I mean, it wasn't... I mean, it was a fairly straightforward win, I think, but it wasn't like... I mean, there were still some possibilities, especially with just a minute left. There's always, chances for mistakes in these kind of positions. So you don't want to resign prematurely, I think. I wouldn't, at least. Anyway, let's take a look. Where is the opening book? Okay, so I first want to see if I made any mistakes in this game. So let's go ahead and request a computer analysis. Okay, one mistake. Okay, let's see. Accelerated London system. Okay. Yep, all looks natural. Castle. C5. Yeah, so here I thought he would definitely play G4. That seems to be the most consistent move with what he was attempting to do with taking control of these squares, but he instead chose not to do that, which was a little bit surprising for me, for sure. I wasn't expecting it. I definitely thought G4 would come on the board next. But yeah, let's continue from there. Let's see what happened. Okay, so C3 is just, I think, yeah, it's too slow. He needed to be a little bit more aggressive. Now, again, he could have played G4, the castles. And now my worries started really going away. I thought that now I should definitely be fine. So I started trading. And the reason I start trading is because I feel like I have a little bit of better pawn structure here, I think, Like I can have these 2 pawns against these 3 pawns, which means that I can go for this minority attack in the future. Like I can get this pawn all the way to b4, get this one to a5, maybe take here, make c3 into a weakness, play rook c8, attack c3, all types of ideas. So then I started trading the bishops off as well because this bishop is good, and why not? Offered a trade of knights as well. So traded everything off. And yes, he could have played c4 here, which I did kind of miss actually. But he plays g4, which is a pretty aggressive move. So I provoked the weakness of his kingside by provoking f3. And now I strike back at his far too advanced pawns. Trade. Queen e7 provokes further advance of the pawns, then come back with the bishop. Now I definitely have an advantage. So we trade. Ooh, rook f3 was an interesting move. I didn't consider that too much. Then play this, check. So now I could have played rook a to c8. Oh, that's an interesting idea. So here, here, and here was the idea. I definitely did not see that. So I played this, lost most of my advantage. Apparently now he could have played this queen g2. If queen e3, then he has queen takes d5 check. I also missed that. He chooses to attack, and here I'm very happy that I found the move e4 and decided to sacrifice on d5. He played the right move, rook f4. We trade. We took on f4, which apparently wasn't the best idea, but he didn't take on d5. He instead attacked, and now I came back and I just up a pawn. Check. Here, take this pawn too, and I'm up 3 pawns. And then I decided to come back to h5 to guard f7. Made a breathing room for my king. Then he suddenly just decides to give up everything, which I don't understand why, but I mean, I think he should have just kept playing, like maybe tried to go for advancing these pawns or something like that. But again, this is a lost position, I think. Like there's many ways I can win this. But, you just don't want to give up so easily either. Like I could play rook e8, rook e5, rook g5, and it's over. But this is just completely losing. And so, yeah, hopefully you guys got something out of this game as well. I know I definitely learned a couple of things at least. Major takeaway for me is that, we did a good job, I think, of provoking those kingside weaknesses. And he definitely felt those weaknesses near the end when I started just grabbing those pawns. And just kind of knowing to trade the pieces off to go into an endgame where I would have a little bit of better chances given that his king was unsafe. So I think I did pretty well. I'm, for the most part, pretty happy with the game. I don't think I made any major blunders or anything like that. And yeah, I'll catch you in my next video. Leave in the comments, by the way, if you want to see different types of videos, you have something in mind that you want me to create, let me know. Thank you. Rafi signing out.